Hello, this is Daniel Mart, and today I will be doing a review for Walking Dead season 2, episode 2, Bloodletting. Okay. So, as review goes, quick synopsis, likes and dislikes, and then I'll rate it. So yeah, this episode basically starts off almost immediately from where the last one is. If you guys remember, Carl got shot, and so you get that. So after in this episode, you see Rick running towards Herschel's farm, and and him trying to get Carl to safety and all that. The introduction for this episode was pretty cool. Well, not cool, but it was okay, like okay type of cool. We saw to see like a small glimpse of like the pre-apocalyptic world in which Lori's talking to her friend. I believe her name was like Paula or Polly or like somewhere around there. I'm not sure. And they're having a conversation about their children and all that. Then Shane comes and tells Lori that Rick got shot, and then Lori tells Carl that Rick got shot, and you get pretty cool emotion out of Carl. You know. So back in post-apocalyptic time, you get what's his name, Rick, trying to get Carl to safety. Shane trying to get Otis, to the farm, and yeah. So later throughout the episode, after having dealt with Carl for a bit, Otis and Shane decided to go to a run to a nearby high school in order to get supplies, medicinal supplies for Carl. And at the same time, Maggie decides to go in search of Lori. So eventually, she does find Lori. Lori finds out. The rest of the group, Glenn, Daryl, Andrea, and Carol, tell Dale and T Dog. They decide how to regroup. They decide to have Glenn go to the farm along with T Dog because he got that cut from the previous episode. That he's hoping he won't die and all that. So they're trying to regroup, and then Shane um is trying to with Otis trying to get the supplies. Yeah, he does manage to get some supplies with Otis, and yeah, uh, so yeah, so they get out this like FEMA type of vehicle, after getting the supplies, and they just run to to get the to get away from the walkers, because they threw flares. The flares, got done. They didn't flare up anymore, and that's pretty much it. They had to run away from the zombies. Pretty decent amount of walk kills from there. Um, yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, they close like this gate, like a gate type of thing, in order so they don't, you know, get eaten by walkers. But that doesn't last long. If you guys know what I mean. So yeah, I mean that's basically the quick synopsis. This episode, it was slow overall. I mean, there were some quick scenes. I mean, mostly the quickest scenes were with Shane and Otis. But overall, anything else was practically so slow. It was okay. It was, I mean, the acting was decent. It was still pretty good. Um, it's kind of funny though. The only thing I don't like is that well, besides it being so, is that Carl is at this point is practically a potato. He really can't do anything. So I really don't like that. But at the same time, I understand it. I also understand. I also get that. That they did the same thing in the comics. In order for the two groups to like be introduced to each other. And yeah, I mean, you get the introduction of Herschel, Maggie, Beth, pretty huge characters, and for throughout since whenever. since they appeared. And then for season 2, you also got Patricia, who was a pretty big character, Jimmy, who was a pretty big character, and then Otis, who was a pretty huge character for the maybe first couple of episodes. I mean, you get the introduction of many significant characters. Um, so yeah, it is kind of slow. So yeah, I know this video is short, but I think that's because really, there's really nothing to talk about. Most of this episode is filler. Filler. Yeah, that has to be there, but the way it just didn't look good. The acting is still superb. It's still pretty good. Some parts were overact, some parts were underact, but overall it was pretty good. Some of the emotion was pretty good. Like, when Rick is hugging not Carl. Well, yeah, Rick is hugging Carl, Lori with Rick, all that good stuff. I apologize for this video being so long, but most of this was practically filler. It was. Some parts look good, some parts look bad, some parts are eh. Honestly, on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the worst, 10 being the best, and 6 being decent, I put this at a 5.75. It's a little bit less than decent. Most of this episode was slow. It had filler. Compared to the previous episode, it wasn't, you know, a match. The previous episode was way better. And yeah, really, there's nothing really significant to talk about except for maybe intro. The introduction of Herschel, Maggie, and Beth. Maybe a little bit on Carl got shot, but that's it. So yeah, so please subscribe to my channel. I do have other Walking Dead videos. I also have reviews for the comics. I also have reviews for the TV series, and other movies. I do also review other comics that aren't The Walking Dead. And yeah, tell your friends, families, and neighbors. Please subscribe. Comment below on your thoughts on this episode or end this video. Share it on Instagram, Vine, Facebook, MySpace, or Twitter, whatever you guys prefer. And this is Daniel Mart signing off.